Hey lovelies, it's Imogen and welcome to my desk. I'm going to start doing a series of videos which revolve around my new album bound system. This is a system where you can create a grimoire, book of shadows, witch's journal, or whatever you want to call your book. It's a study guide to studying magic, witchcraft, spirituality, and similar practices. And it's also a practical guide as to how to build a study system. I'm hoping over these videos, however long this series ends up being, that it will help someone improve my own system and my own path. I've been studying and practicing for 23 years, and I have now decided that I'm at a point in my journey where I need to refresh, reboot, reboost, and if I could help others along the way, then that would be amazing. I created a free Patreon. Membership is free, however, you do have to sign up in order to be able to read my Witchy Wednesday posts. So without further ado, I will get into this video, and I hope you like it. Okay, so I'm finally spilling the beans on my new concept for it's at least I haven't found it anywhere, and I've done a lot of searching on this. So I don't know if I'm creating a system or if I'm just recreating a system that's not all that popular. But my concept was, and you don't have to use this for like Book of Shadows, Grimoire. You could literally just use it as a planner, as a journal, as a commonplace system. You could use it for archiving or you could use it for on the go. And my thought is this. So, photo album, little notebooks. So I opted to get a 4x6 photo album. And I opted to get one of these particular ones because the pockets are completely clear. They don't have like a white background that some photo albums had. And it is sewn into two signatures. Let me separate that in half. So I don't know how well you can see, but it's sewn into two signatures. That's one. And it's two. And I believe that there are, I want to say that it was 22, so there was 44, so that I don't know. Let's count them. Each of the sections have 10 pockets, so that's 40 pockets in total. You could obviously put in 80 photos to that, but obviously we're not using it just for photos. It was like £2 something, £3 something on Shein. And you can use any 6x4 photo album or 4x6 photo album. 6x4, 4x6. This is a 4x6. And I like that it's clear plastic because I think that'll make it sturdy and easy to decorate. Now I do have a whole plan for decorating, but I'm going to have to wait till payday next month. Because this month just things happened. But I have a whole idea of something that I want to do, and I'd rather do the thing that I want to do than do something I don't like. That, plain and simple. Anyway, back to this. Notebooks. Right, okay, we can buy notebooks, we can make notebooks. If you opt to go through the buy option is you can get field notes, you could get traveler's notebook, like the pocket A7, A6 size. You could get Moleskine, I believe, do a pocket notebook in this style, which I did not know that. But what you want to buy is this kind of thing. And I bought these inexpensive ones on Shein again. They come in a pack of 12. And you get 12 for, I think it was like £7. But I bought two and altogether it worked out at like £12 for 24. I did end up buying plain paper ones. My biggest gripe was trying to find square grid papered notebooks. And I did find some by Field Notes, but I just couldn't find them with a black cover. Or I could only find like one book for £10 and that was just too much money. Here in the UK. That's how I actually stumbled upon finding out about Moleskine do them, and also about Muji, who do these Muji pens, and then also about Traveler's Notebook. And I think with the Traveler's Notebooks you can maybe get like 2 or 3 for like £15, something like that. And then they come in a variety of lined, dot grid, square grid or graph paper, plain paper. And these ones are just generic 44 pages in each notebook. But let me explain further. So they come as sewn signatures, and they're just little books with plain paper. My thought was that we could use these in here, and yes, there will be some wiggle room, but when they start bulking up a little bit, if you like put ephemera and stickers and various stuff in, they will get a little bit thicker, and so they will take up more of the pocket page. Now, you obviously don't have to stuff this, and we can decorate the covers of these. We can put decorative paper in these. We can cut down some scrapbook papers into the correct size. This is 6x6, so we can easily cut it into 4x6, and then we can create pretty pages even. You could get larger papers and cover these, or you could even make your own. Like, there's nothing stopping you from getting back card or patterned paper, whatever you want, and cutting down the paper and then using either staples or sewing or gluing even, making your own little books. And that was the route that I was going to go. But then ultimately I decided, for the sake of time right now, that I was going to go this way. But for now I have these, and I have 24 of them, and I think they will work really well. Again, as I said, it's sewn into signature, it's glued, it's sewn, it's melted into signatures so that it has 4 sections, so it will sit quite nicely. And if it does chunk up, that's okay. You can put elastic around the outside so nothing slips out when you tip it up, if that's what you want to do. But I just think this will be a really cool system. Well, you could literally have a book a day, a book a month, you could have a book a week, you could have a book per season, or you could have a book per topic or several books per topic. For example, you could have one book for crystals, one for herbs, one for tools, one for deity or your specific deity, one for earth, air, fire, water. And that is just a very basic beginners, maybe about different types of witches. Maybe you want one for the seasons, but you could easily just have 12 books in a system like this. And I think it'll be quite chunky, but I think it'll also work quite well. I think 13 books seems reasonable, but it will get very, very chunky very, very quickly. You could, of course, have multiple albums, one per subject, or if you wanted to go down the planner route, you could use this for archiving your commonplacing or journaling or whatever other kind of little notebooks that you have. So then they're all sort of like stored in a system as opposed to just loose little books on a shelf or wherever. So I'm coining this as my album bound system because it's an album and all these little notebooks are bound in an album. The album bound system, ABS, album bound system. So I'm really excited for how this is looking. You could, of course, get something like a large clip to place on the top. There is my latest dragon clip for on the top. If your book isn't too thick, you could tie it with ribbon, you could tie it with elastic, you could not tie it at all. You could create some kind of cover that folds out. I am wanting to do something with faux fur and faux leather to create like something that looks a bit more sort of swamp witch, goth witch, dark gothy type thing. I have in mind what I'm wanting to do. So I'm hoping you understand the concept. Let's say we want the first page to be a cover page, and then the next one maybe like a book blessing or prayer or a go-to ritual. And that's 12 books. So 12 books would be quite a chunky concept. 12 books seems like an awful lot. But I think it'll work out really quite well, especially when I've got my other cover on it as well and when they're actually in the pockets. I'm also thinking I want to add other stuff to this, such as little collage things, little letters from people, pressed flowers, pressed leaves that have completely dried out, because you do not want this going moldy with pressed flowers and leaves and things. Little ephemera, flat things, various sort of flat crafts projects. And I'm just thinking this would work really well for that kind of a really cool system. And as I said, all these books are going to be in the pockets. And yeah, I think it's going to work really well. So I am going to come back when I decorate the front of this, or decorate it all in general. I am going to come back when I decorate the front of each book. I have set up a Patreon, which is completely free. You do have to be a free member to read my posts, but I'm going to do lots of content over there on ideas for study, what to study, my opinions on study subjects. So almost kind of spoon feeding with a little bit of debate and a little bit of just information, ideas. I'm wanting to make some printables that you guys can have for free, because I'm super nice. And just join me over there, because I want to create a circle of like-minded witches, spiritual people, pagans, that sort of magical occult type practitioners, or even just mundane people who are slightly curious, because you can be of any walk of life to do this. You do not have to be, oh, I'm a witch, oh, I'm a pagan, oh, I'm a this. You can be you, and that is absolutely more than enough. Just as long as you go into things with an open mind and a willingness to learn. And that's what our primary focus is, to just learn more and grow and be more magical, incorporating more magicalness into our lives, more spirituality, more happy days, more happy things, and just learning about different stuff. And if that doesn't sound right to you, or that's not your interest, on this doing spells and rituals is not your thing, that's completely fine, because maybe your thing is plants or growing vegetables or just flowers in general. Maybe your thing is crystals or different types of tea or different types of divination like tarot or scrying or pendulums, or so many different kinds. And everybody has a little bit of some kind of clair, and I will touch on the clairs in a future video, what they are. But if you want to look into the clairs beforehand, definitely feel free. In fact, I think it actually might be the blog that's going to go along with this post that I actually talk about the clairs. So you can definitely look at that if you sign up for free at patreon.com, a witch's desk. And my personal planner account is also at a witch's desk, and I'm going to be posting stuff there, as well as on my witchy account, which is a witch's life on Instagram. I will put all my social media in the blue. But album bound system, and I'm very excited for it, and I think it's going to work out really well. And I think I'm going to do something where it has I think I'm going to get a belt or something that I can repurpose to go around the top so nothing slides out, because these pockets are very slidey. But right, 12 books, might do 13 books, might do 9 books, might see how it goes. I've definitely given a list of some of the main subjects I want to look at, but I also know that I can't look at them all at the same time. One of my main huge interests right now is I want to learn about Elder Futhark runes. So let me know if that's something you're interested in, because I can definitely share my findings on runes, and I'm thinking of making some stickers, some rune stickers. But I'm unsure if I want to make them all like the same sort of stone shaped with a rune on it, or if I want to make them all like different-ish stones with runes. Anyway, that's by the by. I'm very excited, as you can tell by my talking at 100 miles an hour. I'm hoping that this actually made sense. I'm hoping that I wasn't all off screen. I'm hoping that you like my new desk mat, because I love it. And I also have a new friend who is joining me with my desk setup. And I'm slowly getting there with my desk. And I'm very excited for this journey and sharing information and knowledge and growing together. I have been on my path for over 23 years. And it's something that I've always felt that I could talk about Maybe not to friends and family at first, but now I'm just kind of out and don't care, and I don't care what they think or anybody thinks. I'm just doing me and I'm happy. That's all that really matters. My partner, he isn't particularly magical at all or spiritual in any kind of way, but he absolutely supports me 100%, so that's fine. And I understand that a lot of you may be watching this and maybe aren't comfortable in coming out to people or wanting to be secretive or not quite out the broom closet yet, and that's completely okay. I know some people say to me, oh, I can't be a witch because I'm a Christian. And Christo witch is 100% a thing. Don't ask me how it is. It sounds like a total oxymoron to me, but Christo witch, feel free to knock yourself out. It's about earth-based practices and being mindful and being present and being more respectful to the elements and nature and land and putting yourself out there with good positivity. It's not about waving a magic wand and getting all your wishes to come true. It's not about cursing your ex or getting your ex back. It's not about any of that kind of thing. A lot of people approach me and they're like, oh, so you're a witch? Yes. Can you get me my ex-boyfriend back? No. In fact, if he's your ex for a reason, and I suggest that you put your energy towards healing and moving on to somebody who deserves you, rather than trying to get your ex back with some magic spell or some magic potion or some trinket from somebody on Etsy who's trying to make some fast money. Right. Okay. So I think that is... I'm just very, very passionate and excited about this project. And I hope that you join me on it. I know, I think 13, 14 people have already joined my Patreon, and it's literally like 2-3 weeks old. So that is major exciting. I have the next couple of blogs planned out. I have even more content planned out. In my first blog entry, I give you a list, and I mean a list of buzzwords for things that you can go research. I have more content like that coming out as well. And last week's post was about what different kinds of books that you could use if you didn't want to use this kind of system. I gave you ideas for different kinds of planners and different kind of notebooks and different kind of bound systems and paper types. So if this isn't your kind of style of how you want to set up your book, I have a whole blog idea for alternative ideas for you. Bound systems don't really work for me, which is why I'm surprised that I've reached for these little notebooks. But I think that they would be easy to replicate or to reconfigure if I wanted to take a page out or if I wanted to redo a page in any way, because they're in little books. And the idea is not that it is pretty anyway. The idea is that this is a study aid. It's a tool. It doesn't matter what you call your book. It's a study aid and a tool. It is to help you learn. It's to help you remember what you have learned. It's to help you grow. It's to help you on your journey, on your path. Right. I hope this has given you loads of food for thought, and I will be back next week with more. So definitely check out the Patreon. I plan to put out Witchy Wednesday content every Wednesday on Patreon. You do have to be a member to read it. The occasional Friday, I will do a freebie Friday where you do not have to be a member in order to read it. However, it'd be really nice if you did join the circle. You don't have to talk, you don't have to comment. If you do, that would be amazing. If you want to talk to me privately on Instagram, that's equally welcome. I know 2 lovelies have reached out to me on Instagram, which is amazing. And I'd like to make some friends, some more witchy friends. I have witchy friends, but you're always welcome. Not just witchy people from all kinds of walks of life. That includes people from LGBTQ plus community. You are all 100% safe with me. You are safe here. It's a safe space. Same for any kind of religion, any kind of ethnicity, any kind of views where you are not harming others. You are not intending to hurt people. You're not intending to hurt yourself. Your intention isn't hate. Your intention isn't negativity. Your intention isn't bad. Those people are not welcome here. So I don't want to lie to you and say everybody's welcome here, because those people are most certainly not welcome here. But yeah, I'm pretty sure you understand it. Okay. Thanks for watching, and I truly love to see your books, so definitely feel free to tag me, DM me. Yeah, let's share. Let's get sharing some love and some creativity, and I also hope to be doing some pen pal stuff as well. later down the line. Too many ideas, but that's another thing for another time. It's just a lot of things in my head, a lot of things in my head. But I am excited to introduce you to the album bound system, which is a system using a 4x6 photo album and pocket notebooks. These particular ones are 13 centimeters, so 5¼ inches by 9 centimeters, so 3½ inches. Yeah, I think that's A6 pocket size. Yeah, anything, if you were in the size, anything under 4x6 would work. I recommend having something about this size though, because when you chunk it up, there does need to kind of be a bit of a wiggle room in the pocket. So I truly hope that you've got an idea of what this system could look like. I did go ahead and add 13 books to my album, and it's very, very chunky, and I'm very mindful that I want to add stuff to my books. So I probably whittle it down to more like maybe 7 or maybe 9 books, unless I could extend the binding, maybe like cut it down the center of the binding and then add a new binding to make it like much chunkier, which I really like the idea of that. And to be honest, for the price, it's definitely something that I could try and do and experiment with. If I do that, I will come back and I will show you guys. In fact, I will probably do a video of me doing it, so you guys can decide if that's something that you would like to try. Alternatively, you could have one album per subject and then use the pockets for individual pages rather than individual books, or just a few books on the subject and then more sort of collage and ephemera and etc. I'm very excited for how this system could be adapted and how it could grow. I'm truly hoping that if you do this system that you'll share with me. And I'm going to stop talking, let you get on. Thank you so much for watching. Definitely check out the Patreon. And I'll put all links below. Have a blessed week. Bye.